Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm not sure if my captains are joining online, and they will add and support in terms of dealing with any questions. So, maybe just to provide a bit of context, the TNPA issues bunkering licenses, bunker barge licenses, and started the bunkering, offshore bunkering, the licensing of that function 2016, 2017. And we deal with that in terms of our port rule license activities. We have a process whereby you apply for a license, you go through a vetting process, and if you meet the requirements of the TNPA, you then are granted a license. And since then, we've seen the number of bunker barge license operators increasing. We then had, following a series of incidents, about 4 oil spills, where there was a significant concern from our environmental stakeholders of the impact of these operations on the penguin population in Algoa Bay. In particular, St. Croix Island. In response to that, the TNPA commissioned an environmental study on the impacts and how best to manage these operations with due regard to the environmental sensitivities, and also dealing then with emergency responsiveness. During the course of these deliberations, the TNPA team, the guys who conducted the study for us, had a series of engagements with a wide range of stakeholders. And in there, the much talked about moratorium became evident, where at a point we felt as the TNPA we were not equipped to consider applications until we complete the study. And we worked with SAMHSA in terms of understanding that and how we could do it. Following SAMHSA acknowledgement that we are entitled and to proceed with the consideration of applications, we have processed those applications that have been pending for bunkering and are receiving applications. The study is a wide range study, and I'm sure many of you have read it. And I don't aim to go through each and every part of the study, but it was a comprehensive study covering a range of issues, from the environmental, socio-economic, operational impact, and incident response components. In total, there were about 11 reports that came from the study. The key for us was the environmental risk assessment, the management plan, and then the socio-impact assessment, the operational risk assessment, the hazard work, the oil response plans, and then what became evident was the impact of noise. I think there's recognition that in the study, that we are indeed operating in an environmentally sensitive area, and we must be vigilant when it comes to managing the risks from these operations. So what the study highlighted in particular is significant concerns in respect of bunkering at Anchorage 2 in view of its proximity to the population. Highlighted also elements of noise in terms of vessel speed, and that is something that is earmarked for further monitoring. There are major concerns with pure cargo STSs underway, highlighting that they are significantly risky and pose a risk to the operation, to the environment. I think the importance is then to ensure strict compliance with the bunkering codes developed by SAMHSA, which our TNP Harbour Masters have also contributed to, so that we have a uniform way of doing things and mitigate these risks. So in terms of the way forward from the study, I think we do need additional engagements with the operators and new operators to look at further controls in particular areas to mitigate the risks highlighted. And my appeal would be for operators to understand that if we do not take these environmental risks seriously, we place the entire sector, or the development of the sector, at risk. So we're looking at, and the Harbour Masters will be engaging with industry on the reviewing of existing controls. There's thinking about booming some operations which pose significant risk, the timing and scheduling of slots to manage the traffic and congestion. And then you would have picked up in the studies, there's an environmental management plan which is quite comprehensive, and we'll be looked to engaging with the operators to align their environmental management plans with this, so that we can provide assurance to our environmental stakeholders that we are effectively managing that risk. Lastly, but not least, some of you may have noticed, we are in the process of reviewing the guidelines and licenses of the TNPA, but this would require specific and focused attention and cooperation and collaboration with both the environmental stakeholders and the existing operators on the terms and the conditions of the licensing, so that we can manage that effectively. I think that's about it. I don't want to belabor the issues. I think that was the crux of what we came out of the report. Thanks, Chair.